Hello, and just getting everything set up. Coaching. Hopefully this one happens. Chilly this morning. Yay! It works. Be just my luck. Go to stream. Internet. But wait, that's happened.
Something in the water. Oh yes, it's adventure.
Little dog. I sit phones on. Out. Thought since I took him out, or out with the horses, checking on. Okay. I think we're just gonna sit tight. Look at some of the decks that I have. East that I spent yesterday. Black and the built the Odd Quest deck. The Hydra version. Cards, odd cards that brought value to them. Just chatting with Language Hacker. How I. Hey.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Or are you in Europe, or did I see something that you are actually in Canada?
Canada.
You
It
are
is
in.
morning for me as well. I'm
Oh,
assuming it's morning
yes.
for you?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Well, then, good morning.
Good morning. Now, do you have video on?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. Then I am going to leave the video off. That was the misclick last week where I accidentally called you when I was supposed to call my partner to set it up on Streamlabs. So,
Oh, gotcha. No worries, no worries. Okay.
all right. So, I'll turn it over to you. I don't know what to do.
All right. Well, nice to meet you. You mentioned that you wanted to hit Legend a bit more consistently in Wild, and then also
Yes.
start on doing standard stuff too.
Correct.
Is Wild what you wanted to focus on for our session today?
I think so. I haven't made Legend yet. I just got to Diamond 7. I think that's where I'm kind of roadblocked, so that'll be the most helpful for me.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start off with a little bit of background. What kind of decks do you like playing in Wild? A
Okay.
couple of examples.
My favorite deck was well, I have two. I did an Odd Quest Hunter deck, and
Mhm.
I did the Quest Warrior deck. So those were the
Okay.
two that got me there. I also play. I've been dabbling in the Pirate Rogue and a Beast Druid. So those are the ones I mainly play. I struggle with Mage. I tried playing the Quest Mage, but I have severe arthritis in my hand, and getting the action minute down to be able to actually get lethal was really difficult. I messed that up numerous times, and I just quit playing it. That was a struggle for me. So anything that requires a lot of quick play is going to be difficult.
Okay, gotcha. Um, I am less experienced in Wild than I am in other modes. I still kind of know what I'm doing, and I think getting to Legend should be not too problematic in terms of things that I can help advise you on.
Okay.
I'm not as up to date on the Wild meta as this expansion. I was playing a little bit before this expansion launched, so I'm not quite sure what the new meta looks like. But my understanding is that most of the decks you've listed are fine to climb with,
Right.
so we could probably do any of those that you're um, interested in doing, and then talk about decision points there. Because kind of one thing about being able to climb easy is making sure you're playing a whatever you want to call it, a refined tier whatever deck, like a
Right.
something that's prominent in the meta that you can climb with because the power level of the deck is also good. But I don't need you playing like this competitive deck just hit rank 1 legend last night. You can be pretty flexible with what you want. So the more important thing is just finding something you're comfortable with, understanding your decision points in that deck, and understanding how you're supposed to win the different matchups you run into. So I'm going to try to ask you questions throughout our session, like what do you think we're up against? How does this matchup normally pan out in your mind? And because of that, how do you think we should try winning?
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
What are you interested in queuing up then?
I'm going to take my Quest Warrior that I updated to the current meta. I call it Hydra Quest Warrior, and just queue it up.
All right, sounds good. I see you online, so I'm good to spectate when you are in game.
Okay. I move between my iPad and the PC frequently, and I find that they don't sync with your last play point very well.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It doesn't really impact the play, but it's just a curious thing that I watch.
Interesting. I've been meaning to get an iPad at some point while I was traveling. Well, not recently because of COVID, but a while back, and I never ended up getting it. But I always had friends who had iPads and they were playing on them, and it looked a lot more convenient than lugging a laptop around.
Exactly. It really is. All right, I look at this one. I would suspect with this meta that it's either a mech paladin or it could still be the bubble one. I don't like to keep these cards. I want my 1-cost cards for the quest so I can play it more
Okay.
aggressively.
Sounds good to me. I pretty much agree. With some of the decks that you pointed out, the mulligans are actually almost very, very similar across most of the meta decks because of how consistently you want to complete the quest early, which generally means low-cost pirates, yeah.
And I love that I got this one, the first mate, so I can utilize
Absolutely.
my charge. All right,
2 1-mana pirates right off the get-go. Seems excellent.
Okay, what's he gonna do?
Hello there.
You're going to give us greetings. Cool.
Nice.
Sounds good to me. I like the 1-1.
I miss not having charge with him.
Yeah.
They always nerf the fun cards.
The voice line was so iconic. Charge.
I know.
I remember seeing someone a while back change something in the in-game sounds, which you're not supposed to do, but basically it had the same patch as sound entrance, even though it didn't have charge after the nerfs. I thought that was interesting. You can't take that away from me, Blizzard.
No, you can't. I mean, it's...
Interesting.
Alright.
So good, thanks.
Now I'm curious of what deck he is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Obsidian Smith looks pretty solid.
All it takes is a lot of lava.
I'm
Okay.
going with him for the buff. Even though, well, no, actually I have the weapon, so I'll take him.
Okay. So this draws the Anchor, I'm guessing. Is the Anchor the only weapon in this deck? I'm not actually quite familiar with the list.
Yes. Yes, it is. I don't know. This probably doesn't show up when you're viewing Client, the Firestone deck list.
No, but I have a pretty solid guess of like 28 of the cards in this deck.
Okay.
Okay, seems pretty solid. Something I would have pointed out if it was offered, if there was a 1-mana pirate, I would have preferred that to
Right.
spend our mana a bit better this turn, but
There
that was
wasn't.
not the case.
Right.
So City Tax probably tells us it's not an aggressive deck. Might be something slower. Could be a Reno Paladin or some sort of control thing. Which is one of the interesting things I find about Wild, because in Standard sometimes when you're up against something you're not familiar with, you can extrapolate a little bit, but in Wild...
You can't.
it's,
I know. I think that's why I enjoyed playing Wild more. I've been playing since the very beginning of Hearthstone, but up until this point, I was scared to play ranked. I know that sounds really weird. So I've seen all the decks, I've played all the decks since the beginning. Interesting.
Okay. I think we're pretty happy to see that.
Need the... If he has one, he probably has two.
If he has one what, sorry?
If he has one of the Corsairs, it's likely he has two. Unless it's a Reno, then he only has one.
Ooh, it's a Reno. They just played Zephrys.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
they pretty much will only have one of every card, and they might not even be running Bloodsail Corsairs.
Alright.
So how do you want to make these trades?
So I would take this one to this one, and then keep this one.
What if we use our hero and use our hero's swing to kill Zephrys? And then we can trade the 2/2 into the 1/2. That way we keep all of our
I'll
minions.
keep all of them. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep. Awesome. Alright, next one looks pretty good as well in terms of mana spending. And we've already had them use Zephrys, which is great. So we don't have to worry about, I don't know, some weird board clear later on.
Mm-hmm.
And we get some more information. So theoretically now we could plan out, alright, Reno is a possibility at some point in this game. So if we have a decision point on trying to kill them quickly or try to control the board, we could focus on the board if we're afraid of Reno.
Okay,
And
so
also,
when
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
could you describe more what it means, control the board?
So with decks like these, aggressive type decks, your game plan is generally kill your opponent faster than they're trying to do their thing. But sometimes you can't kill them fast enough. So you might need to buy yourself more time to get the resources you need. In this case, you want to get your quest reward online, and then eventually you'll be able to do enough damage to kill them. But sometimes you can focus on not pushing damage face and clearing their board. Sometimes you can say, you know what, I don't care about your board. I'm just going to keep hitting you in the head. But against decks like these, that could be a problem if they heal back up to full and clear your board in the same turn somehow.
Right.
Then suddenly you're the one taking damage, and that's not what we want.
Okay. So in this case, I
Mhm.
played the Cannoneer and take 2 to get rid of that minion because it's just going to reduce their.
Yep. Love it.
Then should I go face with my weapon to get the Cannoneer and just chance it, or just take her out?
It's a game of numbers. I like going face. Going face means you're gonna be good enough 75% of the time, and if it doesn't miss, you can still make the trade with the parachute.
Okay.
Again. And also, on your earlier point, it is not weird at all that you weren't comfortable doing ladder. I get uncomfortable playing ladder sometimes too. Like I've heard this from so many people, pros included. Sometimes it can be scary.
Yeah, it was, and I just until I started streaming in December, and I was like, well, nobody's gonna want to watch me play casual, so I kind of forced myself to play it, and it was really I was really happy with it. It went better than I anticipated. All right.
All right, so we have 10 mana now because of the Nosdormu.
Right. So I could play the Smite and then a bunch of minions to take him out pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Seems probably pretty good in terms of mana spending.
Okay. Of course, that helps more.
It does. Awesome. The first
So-
make can trade off, and actually, hold on, 10, 13, 14, 15. Not quite. Very close to lethal, actually. But yeah, because we're 2 off,
Yeah.
this is an example of we could go all face here, but it makes more sense to clear the board and, protect our board.
Yes. So this would be a high likelihood of a Reno.
Do try to keep yourselves alive.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe not high, but that's something to consider at this point. Yeah, Reno is something that could pop up. Okay, Barov.
Okay. So where are we in the quest? Alright, so I get Rokara this turn.
Yep.
That's doesn't really matter.
Yep, we're gonna play our whole hand this turn. Ooh. Which one did you go for here?
The one that you discover a minion.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
I suppose I need to talk through a little more what I'm thinking.
It helps.
Is under my command.
All right.
Alright, so and then play this one and then hero power.
Yep. And then push damage face, because we're gonna have a new weapon every single turn now.
Right.
So I think we're still in a pretty good spot here. It's a lot harder to kill them now, but I think as long as they don't have Reno, we probably win from here. The scary thing is if they do have Reno, but if we're in a game here where they had Zephyrus for the early board clear, and another board clear now, and Cariel and Reno, we weren't going to be winning this game anyways. So
Right.
we did our best in terms of trying to find our window of opportunity.
Okay.
Those who set themselves against me.
In a game like Hearthstone, you won't be able to win every game. Even if you're
Right.
playing perfectly and whatnot. So sometimes decision points boil down to, I mean, I'm not going to win if they have the best card into the best card to the best card. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to win if they don't have that. And that's a lot easier because most of the time they don't have all of those things in a row.
Right. Oh, and that's what I've seen, and that's what I got really frustrated with. Going from Diamond 5 to Legend, is it just seemed to come down to who got the best cards, and that really makes a lot of sense. All right.
Amalgam it is. Maybe get a nice little smite. Could be good for us.
Hopefully. Oh, we get a 4-2 with Rush.
Ooh, that's
Not
actually pretty
bad.
good too. Yeah, let's just clear the board.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, so. Shh.
It's up to me then.
Thing I want to check. Okay, it's that one. It keeps coming back to your hand, which is good
Oh, that's-
because
yeah.
if you get the one that does double damage, you can really get some
Oh yeah.
bad trades.
Oh yeah. Even as an aggressive deck, sometimes
Yeah.
that popping up can totally flip the game around. Okay, so on a deck like this, regardless of what's going on this game at this point, our decisions are going to be relatively linear from this point on in this game. In future games and in games in general with this deck,
Right.
a lot of the things you can do to change the outcome of the game are optimizing how you spend mana in the first few turns, because that sets up how the board's going to look going into your quest completion stuff.
Okay.
Because there are going to be some games where you can just kill your opponent without the quest. If you happen to spend mana optimally and they don't have good reactive tools, sometimes you will just kill them before you even have to play the Juggernaut. Of course, depending on draws and whatnot.
Right.
In this case, for example, we didn't. They had the city tax early, but with our aggressive hand, there was a world where we just killed them, which would have been quite nice.
Look what I won.
So,
Okay.
attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. So, I could trade here, then kill a minion, get another card draw.
What now?
Okay, that's an option. Is there something we can check before we do that?
I could
See if
play
the-
him and see what we get.
Okay, I like that.
Gotta lead the charge.
One
Awesome.
attack. That's even better. All right.
Love it.
Got a job.
Say no more, you know.
Yep.
Okay.
Need him. All right. So now we'll take him out and then probably trade here.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's another decision point that you made. Do we want to go face here and push damage? It's not lethal. Or do we want to clean up the board and prevent them from being able to slowly boodle
I think
our
I'm going to
board?
go face because it's going to force him to have to take out minions and
Sure.
getting control of the board again.
Yep, I like taking out the card draw. And I mean, we do need to close up the game. We can't give them that much time to hit Reno. And the more time we take trading, the more time they have to find that.
Right. And lo and behold, there's Rena.
Reno number 1, anyway.
Yes.
We've all been there, huh?
Yeah, we've all been there. Okay. Now, this game is still winnable. It'll be very difficult to win, and unlikely, but it is still winnable.
Just a little more painful.
It's a lot more painful.
Exactly.
May the light grant you peace.
Now, if they don't have a really good way to close out the game themselves, we could just eventually, with enough pirates and stuff, keep stuff going. Okay.
All right. So again, add a random pirate first to see what we get.
Sure.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Rush.
That's not bad.
That's actually quite helpful.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so we'll take out Reno number 1.
Sounds good. What do you want to actually trade into the 1/1?
I was thinking this one because it has 2 health.
Okay. What happens at the start of your next turn with your weapon?
Oh, that's right. Thanks. So might as well
Okay.
use him since I'm going to
Awesome.
lose him
Yes.
anyways.
If we were talking about optimizing damage, we would do the other thing. But again, this game is suddenly going on very, very long, so I'd rather try to get extra value out of what we have on board.
No, makes sense.
Awesome. And that's one of the big upsides of this deck, which I'm sure you know at this point. Even if you don't kill your opponent that quickly, and games start dragging on, you are dealing 4 a turn, you're getting a dragon and a weapon swing every turn, which
Right.
can beat a lot of decks. Like, it doesn't matter if they have another Reno, if they're just fully behind on board every turn, and they still take damage, and you clear the board every turn, you're still winning.
I'm the brood mother.
That is large.
Yes.
Well, at least her weapon dying kills off the whelp.
Yeah.
That gives us some more gas. Okay.
Okay. So that if of that, and he could have the card to spawn more whelps, and then he keeps immune.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure any of our draws will help us kill that, so we're probably going to hit them in the face. Let's see what the pirate pops out. I don't think there's stuff in this deck outside of Smite and stuff,
Right.
which we've already used. Okay.
All right. Draw him.
Pirate stuff.
Okay.
Well, it could be lucky.
Now, there's a decision point here. Do you think you're winning the game by discovering a pirate here, or do you think you need to do something wacky and discover something else? Because if you amalgam an amalgam, you
Yeah.
get different discover options.
You know, at this point, I don't think this game is going to go my
Awesome.
way.
Yes,
I'm going to try
I
that.
agree. These are not the wacky options I was looking for, but Firehawk's still kind of big. All right.
Should I play it?
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So regardless of how this game ends, I think there's a couple of points here that we can take away. Some of these turns are just kind of straightforward. We spend a lot of mana to play our pirates. But this was a good example of how are we getting out of this game. I think we're behind after they play the Nyxia, and this is the perfect example of what we could do. Try to creatively find some way out. There's not too many creative things you can do with this deck, but discovering Amalgam off of Amalgam is definitely one of them.
What? You think you can take me?
Oh my god, so much health. I'm having an arena as well. You don't have a plate breaker in this deck, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, just checking.
I will admit though that this deck is very unusual.
I agree.
All right. One may attack again.
Okay. Means our weapon swing can take out Ziliax and the High Priest.
And yes. So let's do that. Even though I'm taking a lot of damage. That. I think
Alright.
I'm gonna call this game and just
Okay,
go
sure.
face because
I-
I don't think there's a win condition here, and it's
Yeah, I agree. If this was a tournament or something, I'd say don't leave. It's still winnable. But for
course.
the purposes of our session, I don't think it's very conducive
Value
to
add.
spend the next 10 minutes checking weapon boxes and pirate crates.
no, I agree.
Awesome. if you at any point in our games feel that it's not worth staying in, you're welcome to hop out and go into the next one,
Okay,
just for the sake of
good,
using both of our times efficiently.
perfect.
Okay.
All right, had to get some more coffee.
Oh, absolutely. It's not reminding me to do anything at all either.
Let's try it again. I got lucky this time. My dogs normally interrupt every time I log into my stream. The minute they see the
Oh, yeah.
headphones go on, they're like, oh no, that is the time I must go out. All right.
Versus Tyrande.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have 2 rescue dogs, both pit mixes.
Okay. You ever show them on stream?
Yes, I do. In fact, I have a camera up on stream for both of them. So I have Aloon and Old Dog. Although Aloon is very camera shy. All right,
Okay.
I like this because low cost, but immediately I can dredge. So,
Give me some more information on this. In the spectate, I can't see what you're Xing.
oh,
Or not
I'm not Xing anything on this one. I am
Excellent.
just going to keep both of these because I think they're good early game.
I love it. We have a surefire way to spend 2 mana on turn 2, which also means we can spend mana likely more efficiently on turns 3 because of the dredge. Yeah, love it.
Exactly.
I feel like most of the time we're keeping pretty much every 1 mana pirate, and then dredges are nice options as well.
Right, an amalgam. That's another good one.
All
All
right,
right, play the
sounds good.
quest. Oh, priest. I see a lot of res priests in wild.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
I know it's it's been annoying.
Oh my god.
That comes up quite frequently as well.
Okay.
All right. I am tempted to play him because of this,
I am tempted to as well.
and even if he takes it out, that's still have him.
Yep.
All right.
Well, wasn't expecting Wublord. I guess this is an inner fire type deck? Or
Yes.
a blessed deck? Okay. Okay.
All right. So, and do that. Need to get the weapon, which will help get rid of him.
Yep.
Let's.
Grab your cutlass. Let's buckle swords.
All of our decisions currently are armor or play a minion to progress the quest, and I think it's always going to be progress the quest.
And I mean, it really doesn't matter with priest if I go face or minion at this point. He's
I would
going
go
to heal it.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to heal it either way. We might as well force them to make the trade. If we trade, we give them 1 extra attack, basically, because then they can attack our other minion. But this way, they have to make choices. They can make wrong choices, and it's more likely at the next turn we will have an extra minion on board because there are 2 minions and they can only make 1 attack. Never mind, trading was better. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I cannot believe the matchups I'm getting this morning on this.
Matchups don't seem good, but this was also quite a scary hand from them too.
I
Okay.
I would say this one because I don't have anything to choose from.
I think I like the Obsidian Smith a bit better. It's a bit more attack, and so we're always drawing the weapon from the straw.
Yes.
And this means that we can try to find a specifically another South Sea deckhand. I think it's called the
Yes,
2/1
the-
charge that can help us clean up board. Okay. I mean, the bad news is you can see the bad news. But the good
Yes.
news is that, if they don't find an inner fire, we are only taking 3 damage a turn, which we can deal with.
Is someone injured?
Until he gets the double the health. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the game is going to end a lot quicker now.
Okay. Let- So I could take.
What now?
All right. I I think at this point I just want to cancel out of this game and try again.
Excellent. I think that is the correct play here. There are plays that keep us alive. There are plays that might keep us alive over 2 turns, but this is a game we can't win. We
No.
don't have anything in our deck or anything that we can discover that will kill a 12-12,
Right.
and then we will die over 2 turns.
So yeah, that was really.
Happens.
It does.
With decks like these in Wild as well, there are decks that are very, very polarizing, and if you hit it, sometimes it's just luck of the draw.
Exactly. I will say though that this is actually making me feel better because part of my frustration was running into decks exactly like that and feeling like what am I doing wrong? But there's no way, there's no path forward in those cases. It's just, what you got matched against. So it's actually accomplishing what I was hoping for with getting somebody else to look at the games. The decisions I was making were right as far as when to just call it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tell me I'm not crazy. You're not crazy.
Yes, exactly. So no, this is really helpful.
Watch
Good.
your back.
Victory or death!
All right, so that's a lot. 2 cost. So I'm getting rid of the South Sea Captain. I can keep the Obsidian Smith, but I think the Freebooter is going to be less valuable, and I'm going first, so I really want 1 cost cards.
Okay, so you want to keep the quest and the Obsidian Smith?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm on board.
Well, I didn't get any 1 costs, but I at least...
Yet.
True, because I get a draw. Nope.
Nope.
But that's okay. All right. Most likely this is Pirate Rogue, based because
Okay.
that's what I see the most of in Wild.
Sure. Makes sense to me. Probably going to be a matchup where we have to fight for board, and then whoever ends up being able to keep their board will win.
All right. Now I get a 1 cost, but I can progress the quest. So I'm going to dredge, and then play, then coin, and then the 1 cost just to get the quest going.
All it takes is a lot of lava.
Definitely a 1 cost at this point.
Excellent. That lets us spend 3 mana next turn, and I'm on board with the Corsair as well. This isn't particularly better for progressing quest because unless this completes a part of the quest, coining it out can still be coined out next turn. But I just want a 1-2 on board.
That makes sense, especially since he's probably pirates as well.
Okay. Probably not pirates anymore.
No, exactly. Okay. So, let's see, is it better to dredge or just draw a pirate?
So we can spend 2 mana. We can spend 1 mana. We're always spending 1 mana. So I think we want to start with Sky Raider.
Okay.
Because
Ah,
any
see
1
what
mana
we
minion
get.
we draw from any 1 mana minion we draw from Scamp is probably not going to be bigger than a 2/3. So I'd rather check this to see if there's a different 2 option that we have, but we don't.
Got the weapon.
Sounds good. I like this camp. Give us more options.
Great. And then we have another 1 cost.
Okay.
And Interesting. Oh.
No, no, stop.
All right. So.
Hmm.
What now?
So I think the South Sea captain, get rid of trade with him, use the book, but I'm concerned about what other 1/1 minions he have.
Okay. Well, let's trade the 1/2 into it first and see what pops out.
Ah,
I'm not sure if it's correct to kill this or not, so I can't tell you what the correct play is. Okay, this doesn't look too spicy. All right, you know what? Let's stop poking the box. Let's like you said, captain and hook, and we can just kill the two abominations.
all right. Oh,
Okay, that's fine. I think we're supposed to. Okay, that's fine. So they're gonna get a bunch of armor in this game. So this turns into a matchup now where we have to control the resources on the board and say, well, you have, let's say, infinite health. So let's just try making our board the winning board.
okay. So. Okay. So we're at. We need to play 3 to get the quest. And
Mhm.
we have just that amount of
What
minions.
now?
So I would go through, progress the quest, and see what plays out when I get the 2 damage.
We already got the 2 damage, but I still think we want to play out the 3 pirates so that we can play Rokara next turn.
Okay. Now,
Uh,
I'd be a little cautious, though, having Rokara in my hand, just based on what I'm seeing here. They might have, like, a mutinous or something pull out Rokara.
They don't have coin, so they can't coin it out anyways.
Oh, it'll be turn 6. Okay.
Yes.
They could have a dirty rat.
Okay, we could start off with Scamp. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold the deckhand. Just
That
play
one.
the 2 2-mana pirates.
Okay.
That's a good way to play around it. Set up so that next turn we can go 1 drop and then Rokara.
All right, so I can choose a new one.
Sure. Pick anything and then just make trades.
Go.
That's okay. Leave the 3/3, but try to kill the rest. Might be.
Oh,
that's
yeah, I should have played a little quicker.
fine. When there's 2 heads working together on plays, it gets a little
Yes.
complicated. Don't worry about it at all. If we ever start roping again, mute me and make the play that you think looks good.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, that's
a
the
little yucky.
7/7.
Yeah, it's a little yucky.
Okay.
Rokara
I
seems
need
pretty
to.
good.
Yes.
Grab your cutlass. Let's buckle swash.
Okay, let's talk about what to kill and what not to kill here.
Okay.
What trades do you want to make?
So, I was going to take him out with this guy.
Okay.
I'll just give him the armor. Although,
Sure.
if we do... How much do we have? We have exactly 7. We could kill the 1 taunt that is spawned from taking out him.
If we make a trade to pull the 7/7 out, we will not have enough damage because we still need the initial attack to pop the front half.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
Gotcha.
currently have 7 on board, but if we pop it, we'll have to use an attack to pop it, and then we won't have 7 anymore.
Okay. So, I think at this point, I'm just going to get rid of him. I'm going to take him out with board. I'm just going to sit tight because I don't want to take the damage.
Yes. Excellent. I love it.
And then force him to trade.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because then he won't be
I
able to
don't-
take my Rokara out either way.
Yes. I don't think this deck runs effects that clear boards, So the best thing we can do is keep their board small, and then oh jeez, keep their board small, and that's fine. Armor game, I don't mind them gaining armor. Again, the main thing is not dying to 7/7s. So if we can prevent them from killing us with 7/7s, we will eventually kill them just because we're cranking out more stuff over time. I think we're in actually quite a good spot here. It would have been really bad if they got a Scrapyard Colossus with the Umbra on board, but fortunately, it was just a Fortress Fiend.
All right. So, obviously trade with one of these and take the our health. Oh, and we have a taunt with the rush, so we're in a pretty good position that we can clear this off.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'm going to trade there,
Yep, I like that. Very efficient damage.
play him.
Sounds good.
Take him, and then I'll use my freebooter to get rid of the rest of that.
Sounds good.
And then I'll go face for him.
And then double trip. Oh,
Oh,
I would
shoot.
double
No,
trip
I would
over
have
here.
taken. Yeah.
That's okay. We're still in an okay spot here. But yes, so
Yeah.
the information we have is that they have a Colossus in hand and they have a Forge Fiend in hand. It's not the end of the world if they gain another 8 here. Again, if they have infinite health, we have infinite board development and damage, so they're just going to run out of cards at some point. So as long
Okay.
as we don't die, we're okay. But yes, killing the Umbra was probably good.
All right. What is immune while attacking? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, love
Okay.
it. 6/4 that doesn't die very easily.
All right. So what do we have here? I think in this case I want to dredge and see what I can get or what's up next.
Sure. I like it.
Let's see. What do I take?
And there we go. We get a well, we'll have a freebooter next time.
Yep, I like Freebooter.
Okay. So, trade him into him and then him to him. Clear board.
Yep. Sounds good. Would you prefer to play Smite here or two of the other pirates?
I
Actually,
would
hold on. Don't make the trade yet. Yeah, which one would you prefer?
I think Smite here would probably be the best.
So I actually think Smite is worse this turn. I would go
Okay.
Anchorman Corsair, and I would trade off the Anchorman into
Okay.
the 3/2 and let the 2/3 go face.
Gotcha.
The reason I prefer this and make all the swings. The reason I prefer this is because Anchorman has Rush, which
that
can
makes
only
sense.
hit one minion. But Smite gives the rest of our pirates, well, technically charge, but also Rush because they can hit minions. So I'd prefer to have Smite give us more attacks on a future turn.
Okay.
This was looking quite scary a few turns ago, but we're just fine.
Perfect.
We have board, we have health, but that's fine.
Of course, he's taking out my 6/4. It was really the only choice he had.
Yeah. And that thing never dies. Divers are kind of cool.
All right. Yay,
I like that
Gorehowl.
weapon.
That's a good weapon. There's been so many times that I got Gorehowl for the win. Okay, so we'll have him, but then my board will be full. So I don't know, is it still good to play Smite here?
I don't think we need to. I would play like the 1 mana pirate, which seems weird because it's the lowest power, but
But it gets rid of his weapon.
right. So holding Smite means if they play a thingy, we can trade all of our stuff off and then Smite and then more pirates from hand. So it gives us like 4
okay.
extra attack.
Nice.
So this is where in a different matchup, we would prefer to play Smite here and kill them. But we're not killing them for a couple turns here anyways, so I prefer to give us more options for attacks next turn, just in case there's something we can't deal with. I don't think there is anything that fits that bill. They will, for example, play a Scrapyard Colossus next turn, which when we kill will spawn 2 7/7s, so it actually might be better to have the Smite attack for next turn.
Okay.
But this is more of a, what's the situation? Are we focusing on board control and having resources, or are we focusing on killing? And killing is just not in our near future. Well, it's in our near future, but not as near as we'd like. So because of that, focus on board control, make sure they don't have a way to come back.
Okay.
Resource management, I'll call it.
Okay. All right. Yep, the Colossus. Okay, so see what's the most efficient way to take him out with just this one. So I'm gonna hit him with this one
You want more?
and spawn
sounds good.
7. Two 7s. Take him and 3.
Like a smash.
All right.
Okay. And this is where the Smite comes in handy.
Yes. So I have him, Smite.
I would swing with our face into the 7/7. See
Okay.
if we get a good pirate. We have enough health to use as a resource, so we can use 7 of our health to get a
Okay, we didn't really
more
get anything
information,
good.
maybe a different pirate. Yeah. Okay.
Him.
And then once we have the damage to kill that thing, we just spend the rest of our mana, keep Smite alive, of course, and now we have, hopefully, if they don't have removal for it, permanent charge.
There we go.
You play with Merc now.
Oh, let's see what this plays out.
My game totally didn't sorry, my laptop totally didn't crash because of low battery. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so we definitely have to get rid of him, and this has need armor. So I'm going face to get rid of him, and then the other 2 cost from him.
What's him? Give me a name.
The Corsair, the South Sea Deckhand. I'm doing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then I have the spiked wheel for my weapon, going face into the abomination, and then everything else is face.
Let's see. What do I take?
As long as the abomination dies, I'm happy.
Yes, it died.
Perfect.
And then
Okay, I'm
face
back in
with
game.
everything.
Yep.
No survivor. Pillage the village.
All right. Still got my Mr. Smite.
Excellent.
I have no time for games.
Oh, don't get my Smite. I thought. Oh, it wasn't 4 or less.
From the rich
Oh, that was risky.
to the poor.
All right,
That
we've
was
got
quite close.
12. Let's see. So he's gonna get something next time.
Mm-hmm.
Have armor for that one. Okay, so I'm gonna use the amalgam and discover another pirate.
Sounds good. A lot of outcomes here will be lethal.
Cannoneer.
Sounds good. You want to go face with everything except the 2/8?
Okay.
Avast ye.
So we don't actually quite have lethal on board if everything goes face here, but we can send everything else face except for the taunt.
No survivor.
Okay.
Pillage the village.
We can trade into the Sylvanas. And as long as this doesn't steal Smite, we will still have lethal.
Sharing is caring.
See what he gets.
Perfect. So we can play the Cannoneer, equip the Ankar, armor up, trade the Cannoneer, and then Ankar goes face. Or Ankar trades to do that. I think that should work most of the time.
Oh, so close to lethal.
Yes. So I think if the Cannoneer went into the taunt, and then the Ankar and the two swings, the two cannon shots went face, it was lethal. But regardless, we got there.
Yes.
This was also a good game for takeaway. Changing our basically win condition / game plan. We are an aggressive deck, but that doesn't mean that we can't change and become. We effectively became a control deck here. It no longer became I need to kill my opponent. It became I need to make sure my opponent cannot continue to generate board or resources. So what we did was just remove their stuff, and then over time we got enough weapons and cannon shots and pirates that we outvalued what they had.
No, that makes complete sense.
Awesome.
All right. I know it's coming up on the hour, and I know we had said we were going to extend, but I'm not going to be able to extend because I have a vet that's coming at 7:30. So I
Okay,
have to
yep.
go get ready. I set up 2 additional sessions. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully, if there's time this week, I don't know what your schedule is like. I can go look online, but just kind of a heads up. This was exactly what I was hoping for and want to continue if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Check online for schedule, or you can DM me as well.
Okay.
I respond better on Discord usually.
Perfect. Then I will look on the schedule and then I'll set up the remaining 2. I took this whole. Oh, I'm sorry. One of my favorite people on my stream was spectating. So thanks, Venom. I appreciate that. But yes, I'm going to try to set it up hopefully this week because I took the whole week off work. Birthday celebration. So.
Oh, well, yours? Happy birthday! So.
Yes, on Friday. So, I'm gonna then I'll just follow up offline. So thank you. This was incredible. I was really
glad
hoping
was
for this.
useful.
Yes.
That's one of the best things I can hear after a session. I had a good time. I learned stuff. Best 2 things.
Perfect. It was. Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks. Have a good day, and I will follow up offline.
Sounds good. Have a good week.
All right. Hey, Venom. Thanks so much. I hope you thought this was interesting as well. A little bit different way to stream. I have to tell you, I was so nervous. I couldn't even sit back and relax during this. I'm glad to end on a win. And it was super, super helpful. Sorry, people are texting me. Why are people texting me this early in the morning? Is that? So somebody found a house. Yes, I'm very popular this morning. So anyways, I'm going to do more of this. I hope it was interesting for stream. It was definitely interesting for me. Of course, I will not be doing it tomorrow because that is Cinco de Mayo. And todo en español mañana. So, yes. But as I mentioned, I do in fact have to go deal with my problem pig horse mare who is colicking constantly. And yesterday I actually called the vet and I was planning to have them come out and assist, but when they were supposed to come out at 7 p.m. and when I got out at 7 p.m. she was standing up and moving around. But then when I got up again this morning, she's laying down. Now, we just did the new shoes, and maybe the new shoes are a contributing factor. But either way, I am going to have to wrap up for today and go get started with everything else. So, thanks for joining. I will see everyone tomorrow for Cinco de Mayo.